Hello, good afternoon, dear students, for our today's session for course English 101, New Language Leader, level number 1, first semester, first secondary, unit 4, lesson number 3, scenario, health issues. And today we have got 3 objectives to cover. By the end of the lesson, students will have discussed health and well-being problems, read a discussion and completed notes, developed expressions for giving advice and reasons. First, let's look at this warm-up exercise. Read the situations below, then answer the following questions. Let's look at the situations. Had headaches, felt run down, lacking energy and feeling tired, felt homesick, been unable to concentrate on studies or work, felt stressed by exams or workload. Look at these questions. Have you ever experienced any of these health and well-being problems? Do you know why you had those problems? And how did you solve them? Take 3 minutes to discuss these questions in the chat box. Okay, dear students, thank you for your discussions and your participation. Now, we are going to read a conversation and then fill in the form on the following slide. So, let's look at interview number 1 between Sarah Joan and Mary Smith. Let's read the interview. Hello, I'm Sarah. What's your name? Hi, I'm Mary Smith. Nice to meet you, Mary. What year are you in? This is my final year. I'm studying English literature. I see. Your exams are coming soon. So, how can I help? Well, it's about my exams, really. I get very nervous before exams, and it's making me lose sleep. I see. Well, it's normal to be nervous before exams. I know, but I'm like really nervous, and not sleeping is a real problem. Yes, I understand. Talk to me about your study routine. How hard are you working? Well, I'm always studying, every day and all day. I usually go to bed at about 1 and get up at 6, but I don't sleep much during that time. I see. And are you eating well? Drinking a lot of coffee? I have 3 meals a day, and yes, I drink loads of coffee. It helps me stay alert to study, really. Okay, and what about exercise? Exercise? I have never played sports in my life. That's not a word I like. I see. Well, what I think. Now, you've got 3 minutes to read the interview again, then we'll see what's the question in the following slide. Okay, dear students, now we'll go to the following slide to see the form that we are going to fill in. Fill in the form below with words from the conversation on the previous slide. You've got 3 minutes to think about this. Okay, dear students, now let's look at the model answers and check your answers. So, the name is Mary Smith. Her major is English literature. What problems? Nervous about exams and not sleeping well. Background? Studies every day and all day. Goes to bed at 1 and gets up at 6. She has 3 meals a day, drinks a lot of coffee, and she does no exercise. And now let's say some excellent students' name. فاضل خميس جاسم, زياد محمد محمود, خالد وليد خالد, يوسف محمد علي, ثامر خالد سعد, علي حسن عطية, عباس ناصر حسن, حسين مسعود حاجي, تركي عبد الله, and Ali Ala Abdul Karim. And all of you, of course, thank you very much. Now, let's look at the next interview. Read the conversation below and then fill in the form on the following slide. This time it's between Sarah Joan and Peter Flynn. Hello, I'm Sarah. What's your name? Hi, I'm Peter Flynn. Nice to meet you, Peter. Are you in the first year here? Well, yes, I am. What are you studying? I'm doing chemistry. Right. And how can I help you? Well, it's about embarrassing. It is a bit embarrassing, really. Go on. Well, I really miss home. I'm from the US. Yes, I guessed from your accent. So you feel homesick. That's right, really badly. Since arrival, I didn't make many friends here yet, and I miss my family, especially my mother's home cooking and everything. Well, there is no need to be embarrassed about that. I know, but it feels like the only time I'm happy is when I go to fast food restaurant, and I do that really every day now. And I'm losing interest in my studies. I just want to go home. Okay, well, I think. Now, look at the interview again, read it carefully, and then we'll see the following slide. Okay, dear students, now let's look at the following slide to fill in the form. You've got 3 minutes to complete this form about Peter. Okay, dear students, now let's check the model answers for this question. So the name of the person is Peter Flynn. Which year is he in? First year. And his major is chemistry. What's his problem? He feels homesick. Background, not made many friends. Misses his family and his mother cooking or home cooking. Only happy when he goes to fast food restaurants. Goes there nearly every day. Losing interest in his studies and wants to go home. Now, we are going to look at the pieces of advice which Sarah gives to Mary and complete the notes in the following slide. You remember Mary's problem? Now, Sarah will give her some advice. Let's read the completion of interview number 1 between Sarah and Mary. I see. Well, I think I can help you sleep better. I think you should relax a little. So take more breaks during the day. The problem is that you are too stressed all day. Besides, drinking less coffee will help you relax a little bit more. But I needed to keep going during the day because I'm not sleeping well at night. I needed to keep me awake in the daytime. I know, but it causes you problems as well. Try drinking just 2 or 3 cups a day. And you certainly shouldn't drink coffee in the evening because that definitely keeps you awake. Okay, but can't you just give me some medicine like a sleeping pill or something? Sleeping pills? No, I don't advise using pills unless we have tired or we have tried everything else. They have many side effects. If you make a few changes to your lifestyle, you will be fine. My friends who is studying medicine said sleeping pills can work. Yes, but your friend is still studying. So I think you should listen to my advice honestly. Now, take 3 minutes to read the dialogue again and think about the advice Sarah gives to Mary. Okay, dear students, before we get into the next slide, let's just say thank you to يوسف محسن علي, عبد العزيز مصطفى, مصطفى موسى سلمان حسن, معتز قايد ناجي, عبد الله محمد شمس, and Mahmoud Ali Ahmed Mahdi. And thank you all for your participation. Now, let's look at the following slide. Fill in the form below with words from the conversation on the previous slide. We've got 2 boxes. This is for pieces of advice, and this is for the reason. Think about these 2 boxes in 2 minutes. Okay, dear students, now let's look at the answers. For the pieces of advice, number 1, take more breaks, drink less coffee, no coffee in the evening, don't take sleeping pills. And the reasons for these pieces of advice are, number 1, relax a little. Number 2, this helps you relax a little bit more. Coffee keeps you awake. And sleeping pills have serious side effects. Now, let's go back to the interview number 2 that was between Sarah and Peter about feeling homesick. Let's read the completion of this interview. Okay, well, I think you should join a sports club. A sports club? Why? To make friends and also to take your mind off thinking about home all the time. If you play sport, your mind will think less about home. I guess so, but I only play baseball, and they don't play that in this country. But you are from America, and you are pretty tall, so I'm sure you've played basketball before. Sure, when I was at school, but I'm not that good at it. I'm sure you are better than most of the British students who play it. Anyways, you need to meet other people in order to make some friends. I guess I can try joining the university basketball club. Good. You ought to change your eating habits as well. You know, you need variety in your diet, and that's why you shouldn't go to fast food restaurants every day. I know, but I have to eat, and I can't cook. My mom always cooked for me. Well, perhaps you should join a cookery society as well to learn how to cook. Is that the only advice you have? Joining clubs and societies? There is no need to be rude. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's just very difficult living in a different culture. I get stressed very easily. That's okay. Let's talk a little more. Now, take 4 minutes to read the rest of the interview again. Okay, dear students, let's look at the form that you have to fill in about the conversation between Sarah and Peter, sorry. But let's say some good students' name now. Ziad Ahmed Awad, Hassan or Hussein Ibrahim Yusuf Samahiji, Ali Khalifa Muhammad Al-Haiki, Muhammad Fadil Abbas, Muhammad Abdullah Hassan Al-Sawad, Abbas Fadl Abbas Hilal, and Faris Tariq Abdurrahman. Okay, dear students, now let's check your answers. So the first box about pieces of advice that Sarah gave to Peter. Number 1, join a sports club. Number 2, play sport. 3, change your eating habits. And join a cookery society. And the reasons for these pieces of advice are, number 1, to make friends. Number 2, to stop thinking about home. And number 3, need variety in diet. And number 4, to learn to cook. Now, let's look at our last exercise. Complete these sentences with the words in the box below. The words are should, order, shouldn't, because, try, if, and ought. Think about these sentences in 4 minutes. Okay, dear students, now let's check these sentences. Number 1. I think you should drink less coffee during the day in order to sleep well at night. Number 2. You shouldn't stress yourself a lot because it prevents you from sleeping well. Number 3. Try a meditation session before sleeping. Number 4. That missed the word you in the last slide for questions. The answer is, if you join a sport club, you will make more friends. Number 5, you ought to eat healthy food and learn how to cook. That is the end of our lesson today. Thank you very much for your attention, and don't forget to do the form and the questionnaire. See you next time.